guys wonder why my bed oftentimes looks like it's unmade? Exhibit A right here. Come here. Angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited that you are here and I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when today's video finally reaches you. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to title this video or how to even get into this story because this experience is so disturbing, so terrifying, and just absolutely bone chilling. But I felt like as soon as I heard and dug into this experience, it was really important to bring here on my channel to spread awareness, to hopefully put this story in the back of someone watching's mind. And if they ever find themselves, or if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, maybe you'll remember this story and protect yourself better. But either way, this story is absolutely chilling. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the girl who actually had this experience happen to her wants to remain anonymous. So I'm just gonna call her Allie, just for the sake of today's video so it doesn't get confusing. But the reason that she wants to remain anonymous is absolutely heartbreaking, honestly, because she feels as though if she shares her story and vulnerably shares what she went through with people, that people are going to judge her and essentially tell her that it was her fault and that she deserved it, which I don't think anybody deserves to have bad things happen to them. Unless you're an evil, evil, evil human, in which case I may reconsider. But that's just my personal opinion. So Allie said that this story happened a couple of years ago and it was around Halloween time. Now she's somebody who really enjoys Halloween, as most people do, and one of her favorite things is to dress up and go to different costume parties. She even said that she used to go to like different competitions or contests of like costumes, and that this year she was super excited because she had a serious boyfriend for the first time during Halloween, and she was excited to do like a costume together. So the two of them were kind of deciding what they were going to be for Halloween, and her boyfriend said that he wanted to be the guy from Scream. Now her boyfriend decked out his costume from head to toe as best he could. He was in like the all black outfit, he had his Scream mask on, and she did her own costume, and the two of them were really excited because on this particular night they were going to be going to a Halloween party together, and it was supposed to be a really big one. A friend of hers was hosting a Halloween party at her house, and they were just really excited about it. So the night rolls around, and the two of them head into the party. Now this is where Allie gets incredibly defensive of her actions, but what I will say is I know for a fact at one point or another, 99% of us have been here or will be here. Sorry, can I speak? But essentially, Allie says that the moment she got to the party, it was very drinking driven. Everybody was taking shots. There was a bunch of different games, like drinking games and whatnot. But she said that her boyfriend wasn't having any drinks because he was supposed to be their DD. So it was just Allie having all of these drinks. And she described herself as a little bit of a lightweight. So as I'm sure you could imagine, Allie's throwing back shot after shot, partaking in these drinking games, and she gets extremely drunk. She said it's probably one of the drunkest she's ever been, and it all hit her like a ton of bricks at once. She said the room felt like it really started spinning. She wasn't feeling good, so she turned to her boyfriend and said, "Hey, I think we should head back to my house. I'm not feeling too well." And he said, "Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea, but before we get in the car, why don't I go get you a glass of water, you relax a little bit, and then we'll head straight out." So sure enough, her boyfriend goes off. Allie sat there on the couch and she's waiting for the glass of water to come. Now to paint the scene, she said that this party had gotten a little bit out of control. It was rowdy. There was way more people than were supposed to be there. I guess like word had gotten out about this party, and a friend of a friend of a friend was all invited, and next thing you know, the place is jam-packed. And she said that she just felt like the room was spinning. She couldn't see where her boyfriend had went. She was feeling very overwhelmed. And she says at this point of the night, her memory, like now, is very foggy. She goes in and out of blacking out and then having certain memories coming together. She said the next thing that she remembered was her boyfriend returning And she noticed that he hadn't brought a glass of water, but she was just too drunk to articulate it. He reached his hand out for her. She took his hand and walks outside. And she says at this point, everything's a blur. She doesn't remember how she got from outside to the car to her location that she wound up at next. But what she does remember is slowly waking up and realizing she has absolutely no idea where in the world she is. She doesn't recognize this living room. She hears two male voices in the other room that she assumed was the kitchen talking amongst each other. She didn't recognize their voices, but when she kind of was coming to a little bit, she looked over and saw that on the table that was like across from her, there was another scream mask, meaning that she had went home with somebody else in a scream mask. She said that she heard them coming back into the room, so she pretended to stay sleeping. Her heart was racing. She did not recognize them, had no idea who they were. In fact, they looked significantly older than her, and the house and the conditions were questionable. There were questionable things on the coffee table. She said it just wasn't an inviting house. Not to be judgmental, but she said it seemed like the type of house that bad things happen in. And so she was absolutely panicked. She realized that she didn't have her cell phone on her, she didn't have any of her belongings, and she had no idea how she got there, which is so scary. At one point, she said that she just looked around the room and tried to figure out where the nearest exit point was, and lucky for her, the couch that she was on and where the living room was located in the house was right next to what she assumed to be the front door. So she decided when they would be talking, or like in the other room as far as she could hear them go, she would get up and make a freaking run for it. And run for it, she did. She opened up the door, thank God, it was just a simple lock. She went running up the street, screaming, banging on people's doors, begging someone to help her. And luckily for her, a young couple opened up their door to her. They were like, what the heck happened to you? They called the police, and the police came, and she pointed to the direction of the house. And here's where things get so scary. The guy at the house told the police that she was well aware that she was leaving the party with him, that she asked him to take her somewhere because she wasn't feeling good, that it was all a safe space, and that at the end of the day, he meant no harm to her, whatnot. But one thing that Allie had mentioned was one of the biggest reasons that she wanted to run was because some of those questionable things around the house could be a threat to her. I'm sure you could use your imagination. But anyways, the police couldn't really do anything because the friend as witness said yes, she did willingly go with him. And when they asked Allie, again, it was very foggy in and out of her memory, but she did remember taking what she thought was her boyfriend's hand and leaving the party with this person. The police looked at it as an honest mistake because he was wearing the same costume as her boyfriend. And interestingly enough, her boyfriend obviously realized that she wasn't there. He had called every one of her friends, everyone that he could think of, and he'd even made a report to the police saying that last he saw his girlfriend, they were at this Halloween party and she was on the couch, but because she was an adult, the police are like, you can't file anything to do with her being missing. So Allie to this day believes they had ill intentions from what she saw within the home. She didn't go into too many details, but she said she felt like she was going to become another true crime statistic. She said that she felt as though this person knew that she would think it was her boyfriend and used it as a way to get her out of the house. I think that it's absolutely terrifying to imagine being intoxicated enough and seeing this same costume on someone else and just trusting that it's someone that you love and can trust and going with them. Like, the thought of it is absolutely terrifying to me. Like, to even imagine what could have happened to her had she not have woken up the way that she did when she did and made the run for it the way that she did. But needless to say, nobody at that party that they knew who these guys were. So they don't even know who told them about the party, how they got there, and where they had taken her was over 25 minutes away from the party. It wasn't like it was close by or a neighbor or anything of the sorts. Ugh, so scary, and I'm just so glad that she's okay. I hope that nothing happened to her while she was out of it, but nonetheless, it's an absolutely terrifying experience and encounter. I don't think it's fair for anybody to blame her and say, oh, you drank too much, that's your problem. I think that if I went to a party with someone in the exact same costume that was my boyfriend and I was out of it and he said we were about to leave and he took my hand and took me out, maybe I would go too. You know, we make a lot of not so great decisions when under the influence. And so I guess it's just a good reminder for anyone watching to just be certain, be safe, make sure that if you're really intoxicated, you have people around you looking out for you, watching you, taking care of you, look out for one another. I remember there was one time Tyler was on vacation and they were leaving like the disco, and there was this girl who was extremely intoxicated. And these two guys were saying, "Come on, we're gonna take you back to your room." And Tyler asked her, "Do you know these guys?" And she was so out of it, it took her a minute to understand it. And then she said, like, "I don't know them." And they were trying to say, yeah, we know her, we're gonna take her. And she was like, "I don't know them." And Tyler told them, like, "Get your hands off of her. You're not taking her anywhere. We will take her back to the room." And they did that. And so it's just little things like that where you can look out for someone and protect them when they're vulnerable, because I would hope that someone would do that for me. But that is the terrifying experience. I have no idea what I'm gonna title this video. It's absolutely terrifying, but definitely let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this. Please, please, please stay safe, take care of yourself. And that is basically it for today's video. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my content, I would seriously love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, stay safe, and remember, I love you. Bye, guys.